تهیه و تنظیم در استودیو بیزرایز.
So guys, welcome back to another module of Kaizen Cure. Now we're off of the computer doing this face-to-face now. Now this is week 2. Now the entire point of this course, of this program, is to go over structures, systems, mindset, mentality, your social circle, health, etc., etc. Now one of the biggest things that's going to be stopping you from getting to where you want to get to, most people think that it's going to be, some sort of lack of financial resources. Some people think they don't have enough time. But honestly, I can tell you the thing that's really stopping you from getting to where you want to get to is energy. Okay, and that's what this week is pretty much about. Making sure that you have the correct systems in place to have peak performance, peak energy, and just stay in a peak state as much as you can. So today we're talking about intermittent fasting. Now I kind of want to break down why I do intermittent fasting, some of the things you can do to cure your cravings when it comes to intermittent fasting, and just a bunch of other things to get you started on this path. So guys, what is intermittent fasting? Now there's a bunch of different ways to do intermittent fasting. Basically, intermittent fasting is having a sort of like a feeding window or period. So the most common sort of split or way to go about it is 8-hour feeding window and then 16-hour fasting period. So for me, for example, that is 1 until 9 o'clock. So 1 until 9 o'clock I eat, and then from 9 o'clock all the way around to 1 o'clock the next day, I eat nothing at all. Now there are a bunch of benefits in terms of getting lean, relying on fat as an energy source rather than carbs, and just a bunch of other stuff more to do with, I guess, aesthetics. For me, the biggest benefit of intermittent fasting is actually the mental clarity that you get from it. Okay. So as I said, the way I do it is, I don't eat anything past 9 o'clock. I wake up at 5:30. 5:30, I wake up, I go to the gym, and then all the way up until 5:30, up until 1 o'clock, I eat nothing at all. So basically, your brain is constantly sucking up glucose, right? Your brain is using 20 to 25% of your energy. Now, when you starve your brain of glucose, one of two things will happen. First of all, you'll probably get hungry and angry and tired, okay? But if you actually push past that, basically what will happen is you'll become more metabolically flexible, okay? So what your brain will start doing, rather than relying on sugars and glucose and carbs, it'll actually manage to kind of like resort to your fat reserves and create its own ketones and its own glucose. I'm trying to keep this like very like sort of like too informative. The only way I can really describe it, or pretty much the only thing you need to know, is rather than having these like peaks and trough in terms of your energy, and I'm sure a lot of you guys have that. One minute you feel amazing, the next one you feel like you have like a fuzzy mind and a fuzzy brain. This is a really calm, sort of like still state. And trust me, like that morning period, if you're waking up early in the morning, waking up at 5:30, and you're matching that with intermittent fasting, you're gonna have so much mental clarity, because remember the thermogenic effect. Like your body doesn't have to deal with digesting any of the stuff that's being put into it. And most of you guys, like most people are eating desserts for breakfast. Okay, most people are eating things like waffles, or like I don't know, pancakes, or even like scones. Like people are just putting such stupid shit into their body so early on in the morning, and then before lunchtime even hits, they've had their their trough. So after that initial morning peak. So guys, as I said, intermittent fasting, it's when you pair it with waking up at 5:30 in the morning, it's super, super powerful. So
تهیه و تنظیم در استودیو بیزرایز.
So apart from the actual apart from the actual biological benefits of it, is the fact that you're tapping into fat reserves, which is a much sort of like cleaner energy source. Apart from that, you also have the decision fatigue. Okay, so if you guys, for example, aren't laying out your clothes the night before, when you wake up, you have to go through some sort of decision fatigue as to what am I going to wear today, or what am I going to wear to the gym. Basically, what I want to do in the morning is I want to eliminate all forms of decision fatigue. It's even gone to a point now where like I used to like dress really well. Like if I was at home alone, I used to dress really well, and every day like I dress differently because I'm kind of like into fashion and stuff like that. These days, I pretty much wear the same shirt. I get a comments on it, like people are like, dude, you've been wearing the same shirt for 5 days. And yeah, I just have like 2 different pairs of the same shirt, and I'll wear them like alternatively. And I pretty much just wear like the same shit when I'm at home. And what that's doing is that's eliminating decision fatigue so that I have more energy. And remember, as I said, energy is literally the only thing holding you back from where you want to get to in your business. So now I have more energy to go out and crush it in my business. So yeah, guys, as I said, we have gone over what intermittent fasting is. Now you can look more into this stuff with, you can look more into the nitty gritty of this. What I want to do with this course is I want to expose you guys to all these different concepts, expose how like I have benefited from them, because I know so many people, so many people have asked, what's your morning routine like? What do you eat? Like, what's your meditation like? So basically that's what I'm trying to do with this program, okay? We've gone over what intermittent fasting is, the 16 8-hour split. We've gone over, the actual health benefits of it, the mental benefits of it, the fact that it takes away from your decision fatigue. Now, I want to give you guys a couple tips in terms of actually implementing it. Now, I've been doing intermittent fasting for a while now, on and off at points, but on now for quite a bit of time. So I basically want to show you guys some of the stuff you can eat and some of the stuff you can't eat in terms of curbing your cravings in the morning, because it is hard, especially if you're waking up at 5:30, to not eat anything up until 1 o'clock. Like sometimes you will get hungry, especially when you're first starting. It might be a bit weird to you. So yeah, guys, we're gonna pop into the kitchen and I'll just show you a couple things that I use to curb my cravings. So guys, the first thing you need to do when you are doing intermittent fasting is drink as much water as possible. Now, sparkling water actually helps with satiety. Now, as I said, guys, a lot of this information you can find on YouTube and stuff like that. So I want to show you like the little nitty gritty things that work for me that separates me from some of the other people. So as I said, sparkling water really helps with satiety. So what I use is I drink something called leisurely. So this has like 1 calorie in it. We don't have LaCroix out here in London. So yeah, leisurely, I think this is like 50 pence or 70 pence per can. I just buy a shit ton in bulk. And yeah, sparkling water. Like I probably drink like 8 cans of these a day, which is a lot, or six to 8 cans for sure. And that really helps me with my water intake. And as I said, sparkling water is a lot better. Like it'll help with your satiety a lot better than regular water. Another thing I recommend is water with lemon.
تهیه و تنظیم در استدیو بیزرایز.
So just get squeeze a little slice of lemon and just do that. Now, the other thing that I'll use is coffee. So guys, when you have coffee, make sure it is black coffee. You're not putting anything in it. You can have like things like Splenda and stuff like that, because I think they're like 0 or 1 calorie, whatever it may be. But just anything like artificial like that, I just prefer to stay away from. And just in general, I prefer to stay away from that stuff. So yeah, drink coffee. I probably drink from the moment I wake up to when I break my fast. I usually drink 2 cups of coffee, right? And I just love the taste of coffee in general. So coffee is another one you can do. Now, if you don't like coffee as much, what you can do is you can drink teas. Now, there are some teas, for example, like this. This is a green tea infused with, I don't really know, but it smells like Ferrero Rocher and it tastes like Ferrero Rocher. So it's like, it's tasty, but obviously green tea, this has some caffeine in it, okay? So, if you don't like the taste of coffee or you don't like coffee, this can get you through your mornings. So yeah, you can try that. Or on the flip side, it has some like strawberry based ones. So like some berry based ones. Obviously this has no caffeine in it. So this is great to drink whenever. Then we have stuff like, this detox tea. So I just recommend finding some loose leaf tea. It's in my washer right now, but I've got a glass like teapot. It costs me like $40 or whatever. And then a little thing inside, you put the tea, warm it up, take the pot out, and there you go, you've brewed some tea. So that'll help you with your water intake. Also, I think drinking water just gets kind of fucking boring sometimes. And I think that's why most of us just forget. Yeah, that's why most of us forget. So it's important to, mix it up, I guess, and just keep things fun. So that is that. Another thing I recommend you drink, and it would take me a long time to explain sort of the science behind it and stuff like that. Have a shot of apple cider vinegar. Especially, this is great to do, especially when you first wake up in the morning. A lot of people, they wake up in the morning and they go straight for the coffee. And I know I do that, but first I'll drink my apple cider vinegar. So it'll take me a while to explain the science behind it, but just go look up the benefits of apple cider vinegar. Now, another thing you want to do when you are fasting is this is Himalayan pink sea salt. So Himalayan pink sea salt, you actually want to put a little drop of this under your tongue and then swallow, because when you're drinking this much water, you also need to get some salt in you.
تهیه و تنظیم در استدیو بیزرایس.
Which a lot of people forget to do, otherwise the water will basically go straight through you. So yeah, as I said, in the mornings, I drink my sparkling water, I have my coffee, I have my tea, I'll have my apple cider vinegar, and I will also have my little pink Himalayan sea salt. Now, things that you cannot drink, okay? I think they say that pretty much like anything over 25 calories will break your fast. So things like this is kombucha, amazing drink to drink, okay? But this kombucha has, per 100 milliliters, there are 300 milliliters in here, 18 calories. So total, this has nearly 60 calories. If you had this, you would break your fast. Okay, now another thing is BCAAs. I don't know exactly, but you know, I used to drink some BCAAs in the morning and then I kind of stopped. One thing you can have is pre-workout. Now, obviously, check the caloric value in there. You know, this should have something like six calories or something like that. But once again, just in general, I try to refrain from pre-workout in the mornings as well, because that'll send you on a huge up and then you're just going to come straight back down. And that's the whole point of intermittent fasting, is we're really trying to, you know, I'm a big proponent of sort of a higher fat diet, lower carb diet, high fats, higher proteins, just because as I said, I don't like those huge peaks and troughs in terms of energy. So guys, that is intermittent fasting. Here are some drinks. Remember, pretty much if you're doing intermittent fasting, you can only drink in the morning, like, or drink in your fasted window. That's pretty much all you can do. Now, for those of you guys trying to get into intermittent fasting, say you wake up at 6 a.m. and you're trying to fast up until 1 o'clock. You know, for a week, try fasting up until 8, 9 o'clock. Okay, and do that for a week. And then move up to like 10 o'clock and then 11 o'clock and 12 o'clock and 1 o'clock. Okay, it will take some time for your body to get acclimated and get used to not eating in the morning. But as I said, it is going to be a huge, huge benefit to you. You're not going to have to think about it. You're not going to have to think about it. You're not going to have to fucking prepare a meal in the morning. And in general, you're just going to have a lot better energy, more peak, you'll stay in a more peak state. And that's especially important in the morning, because that's when you're going to get most of your shit done. So guys, that is intermittent fasting, a quick crash course. Any of the stuff discussed here, honestly, just go look it up on YouTube. You will find a lot of information. As I said, I just tried to show you a little bit of nuances, tried to show you how I do it after years of experience with it, and some of the stuff I use in the morning as well, to kind of curb my cravings. So.
تهیه و تنظیم در استدیو بیزرایس.